Mainly, they don't know because you can't get to the rest from transit. So that I've never worked on a more important project, and I am looking forward to it. Sylvia, I've served with Sylvia on the Unionville BAIA. She's a champion. Well, for a long time, some of our meetings on the BIA, for insiders, were almost every meeting was a coup d'etat. But I think we've got things stabilized now, and we're going to work on the revitalization of Unionville. I mean, there's a lot of competition going in around Unionville, and therefore we have to make the changes for that street to survive. There's also a lot of people around the Unionville area. They all think they own Unionville. They own the shops, tell them what they do, and they don't own it. And so the challenge is to bring them all on side and make it happen. And I think that we're going to do that. I think the report comes forward in November, but then the challenge is to implement the report over the next number of years. And like Angela said, that I got involved in the Thornhill revitalization. I learned new things in planning as I'm the development chair. I understood that upzoning was taking an auto body shop and making it a flower shop, and that was being called upzoning. And I said, that's not upzoning. And I worked with all the landowners and the residents, and some of the residents were on one side, but most of them are on the good side. And I said, the biggest asset that area has over there is they have a train line. They have the Richmond Hill GO line, and just a few years ago, a few months ago, the Ontario government said that the goal is, I guess it was during the election, that the goal is to electrify all the GO lines and to have 15-minute service. Well, it would be crazy to do all of that with just what's on the ground today. Like the Stouffville line only has 8 stops, Stouffville and Union Station, 2 of them, and 6 stops in between. And I tell you, that's not really connectivity, and it's not really mobility. And so I'm saying is that all these lines, we've got to look at opportunities where transit stops should happen. And the ideal one is at Green Lane, John Street. And I tell you, all the landowners, the business owners, I'm not out to chase you out. I'm out to develop a good plan. And then as opportunity arises over the next number of years, you can make the decision. Maybe the land's gone from 500,000 or 600,000 an acre to 3, 4, 5 million an acre. And then you can say, hey, I can do a little better shop and spend some money someplace else. And I want to quell the rumors that we're going to put a spur in on that Stouffville line or that Richmond Hill line to feed Raywall. They're going to bring all their supplies in there. That's what I'm being told that's going to happen. That's not going to happen. And Valerie Burke, they're saying that we can't elect Valerie Burke because her husband and Valerie own a business there. I'll tell you, I support Valerie Burke. I'll work hard with all the owners and the residents because it's logical that we put plan a stop there. There's 85 acres. It'd be an ideal place to put a transit stop. I've talked to Mayor Barrow. Hopefully he gets back in. They got four locations up there that should be planned as transit-dependent development. And then I'll work with my colleagues in the City of Toronto once we get the downtown relief line in, because I don't think David Shiner and those guys, they're all fighting for the downtown relief line that goes up down Mills Road. So anyways, there's some challenges there. And Angela, I should say, thank you very much for your very kind words and speech. And I look forward to working with you on the committee and other members that are here on the committee. But I got thick skin because I know that we got to do the proper planning to forge the future. And I look forward working with the people in the Thornhill revitalization area. Patrick Brown, he's always been a good friend. I remember, I always do some crazy things. I was out trying to unite the right, and wherever I went in 98 and 99 and 2000 in Ontario, everybody said, Jim, what in the hell are you doing? Why aren't you getting us together? And well, I always was trying to get us together, and I showed from leadership of saying what I would do, and Joe kicked me out of caucus, but the one guy, he was president, I believe, of the PC Youth at the time. He came to my rescue, was Patrick Brown, and I'm eternally grateful that he did that back then. And Patrick, I wish you all the best in your leadership bid, and you'll have my support to help you. I think whoever wins, and hopefully you will be an excellent leader, is that the Conservatives must understand that transit is very, very important. And I think in the last election, and this is not a Conservative meeting, okay? But in the last election, the Conservatives got 6 out of 81 seats in urban. And I tell you, we have to realize the most important thing in the urban is gridlock. And that gridlock is costing us thousands and thousands, tens and hundreds of thousands of jobs. And the more we understand that, the better we can turn this around. Because this is a competitive world out there, and everybody wants the jobs that we want, and everybody wants the lifestyle that we want. So if we can't get people to work, it takes 2 or 3 hours, then we're going to lose the jobs. And Patrick, you've said so many kind things about me. I really appreciate it, and hope that I can return the favor in the future. And the last person I want to acknowledge is Marilyn Ginsburg. She's just an amazing lady. I've never met anybody that is more honest and intelligent. I have the greatest respect and admiration for. Marilyn has helped me immensely over the years, and we've had fun together on the arena. She's a good sounding board, and I've told that group, I said, what I'd like you to do is head towards city building, because Markham became a city back 2 years ago, and ever since we become a city, we're acting like a village. And the city has a different responsibility, and I look forward to working with Marilyn and Bob and Bill Traynor and other people to develop a city building strategy. So I'm going to cover a little bit of what I wanted to say. Where's the mouse? Or I can't see what's up on the screen. Okay, when I first got elected to Region in 2003, I looked at you got to remember one thing. I was the lone Tory in 97. So my riding was Ontario. So I sort of think that way. And so when I look at the GTA, that is the economy. And we're only strong if all areas are strong, if we have a good network to get people where they want to go, and they should be able to want to work where they want to work, live where they want to live, and play where they want to play. And we have a lot of the rail systems in place. It's time to hook things up together. And I think, there's systems like water and sewer and hydro, but the most important piece of infrastructure is a good rail transit network. And one of the criticisms I have of the Ontario government when they came out with places to go and grow, and that was a good idea. The other thing they should have done, they've done an excellent job in identifying the 400 highways. They should have done the 400 highways of rail too. And then when you had done that, you would know where to grow. So I'm an advocate of that, and I'm going to work hard to have all areas of the GTA and York region strong. Well, you see me in a picture here. Planning is very important. Planning the future is important. Here I am 22, 23 years ago on the right. Okay, it's not the below. And what was I doing back then? Planning the center. What am I doing now? I'm still planning the center. I remember in 1998, I believe, I was on a trade mission with Jean Chrétien and Sergio Marchi, and I was in Dalian, and I was talking to the mayor of Dalian, and he was an amazing man, a master of all all the AV stuff. And he was saying that the premier or the president of China was going to ask him to get involved in the 2008 Olympics. And I was hoping that he wouldn't, because he was really good. But the other thing he had is, he showed me his city center. And I said, well, we got one too. But I said, the difference between what you guys are doing and what we're doing, you'll have yours built in 3 years, and we'll be 20 years later still trying to figure out how to build it. And it is true. But right now, I think it's happening in the city, is things are coming out of the ground. Now we got to even go and pay more attention to the city building, and that's what we're doing right now. Well, the thing is that, like I told you earlier, how this came about, and like the yellow is the I-Metro-E, and I always knew, okay, and I didn't spend a lot of time studying it, but they spent a couple $1 billion on Union Station. But Union Station is at capacity, even after spending $2 billion, and so they can't stack. So we can't send the trains down on the Stouffville line to Union Station and send them back up. We got to flush them through, and so the catcher line for the for the Stouffville line is the Georgetown line, and you got close to, with John, what he wants to add on. We got close to over 100 kilometers there, maybe 45 stops plus more, 5 million people that can have access to this type of connectivity. And so I look forward to working on that. And I've talked to the feds. I know what Catherine's doing, and I know what John wants to do, and I know that that's what I'm going to try to steer the direction of the region to, is that we all got to work together. When we work together, we can accomplish a lot of things.